In the early history of Rome, after winning the wars against Sabines and Seninenses, the young city-state faced numerous challenges as it sought to establish its dominance in the region. One of the most notable conflicts in this formative period was the series of wars with the Fidenates and the Veientes, two neighboring peoples who sought to resist the growing power of Rome. This story is a tale of ambition, resilience, and the determination of Rome to carve its place in the ancient world. The city of Fidenae was located just 8 kilometers north of Rome, along the banks of the Tiber River. It occupied a strategic position, controlling access to the northern regions and serving as a gateway to the Etruscan territories. Fidenae was not only a close neighbor, but also a potential rival to Rome, and its strategic importance made it a key target for Roman expansion. Veii, on the other hand, was a prominent Etruscan city located about 16 kilometers from Rome. Veii was one of the most powerful cities in Etruria and posed a significant threat to Rome's ambitions in the region. The roots of the conflict can be traced back to the reign of Romulus, the legendary founder and first king of Rome. After the establishment of Rome, Romulus focused on consolidating his power and expanding the city's territory. The Romans' initial interactions with their neighbors were marked by a combination of diplomacy and military action. While some neighboring tribes and cities willingly formed alliances with Rome, others viewed the nascent city-state as a threat and sought to resist its growth. Fidenae and Veii fell into the latter category. The first significant clash with the Fidenates occurred during Romulus's reign. According to Roman tradition, the conflict began when the Fidenates, wary of Rome's increasing power, decided to challenge its authority. The Fidenates launched a raid on Roman territory, pillaging farms and attacking Roman settlers. Romulus, determined to protect his people and assert Rome's dominance, responded swiftly. He led a Roman army to confront the Fidenates and decisively defeated them in battle. After the victory, Rome established a garrison in Fidenae, effectively bringing the city under Roman control. Despite this initial success, the Fidenates' resistance did not end. Over the years, Fidenae became a hotbed of anti-Roman sentiment, often allying with other enemies of Rome to resist its expansion. One of the most significant alliances formed was between the Fidenates and the Veientes. The Veientes, as a powerful Etruscan city, were natural rivals of Rome. They saw an opportunity to weaken Rome by supporting the Fidenates in their struggle. The next major conflict involving Fidenae and Veii occurred during the reign of Tullus Hostilius, the third king of Rome. Tullus Hostilius was known for his aggressive foreign policy and his focus on military expansion. Unlike his predecessor Numa Pompilius, who had prioritized peace and religious reforms, Tullus was a warrior king who sought to establish Rome's dominance through force. His reign marked a period of increased military activity, and the wars with Fidenae and Veii were a defining feature of his rule. The conflict began when the Fidenates once again rebelled against Roman control. Encouraged by the Veientes, the Fidenates expelled the Roman garrison from their city and declared their independence. Tullus Hostilius, viewing this as an unacceptable challenge to Roman authority, prepared for war. He assembled a Roman army and marched north to confront the rebellious Fidenates and their Veientine allies. The war was marked by a series of fierce battles. The Fidenates and Veientes, bolstered by their alliance, presented a formidable challenge to the Roman forces. However, Tullus Hostilius proved to be a capable military leader. He implemented innovative tactics and inspired his soldiers with his determination and courage. One of the most significant battles of the war took place near the banks of the Tiber River, where the Roman army faced a combined force of Fidenates and Veientes. The battle was hard fought, but the Romans ultimately emerged victorious, thanks in large part to Tullus's leadership and the discipline of the Roman soldiers. Following this victory, Tullus Hostilius turned his attention to Fidenae itself. The city was well fortified and resistant to Roman attacks. Tullus laid siege to Fidenae, cutting off its supplies and weakening its defenses over time. The siege was a grueling and protracted affair, but the Romans' persistence paid off. After several months, the Fidenates surrendered, and Fidenae was once again brought under Roman control. This time, Tullus took measures to ensure that the city would not rebel again. He established a stronger Roman presence in Fidenae and implemented policies to integrate the Fidenates into the Roman state. With Fidenae subdued, Tullus turned his attention to Veii. The Veientes, despite their defeat in the earlier battles, remained a significant threat to Rome. Veii was a wealthy and powerful city with a strong military tradition, and its leaders were determined to resist Roman domination. Tullus recognized that defeating Veii would be no easy task, but he was determined to neutralize this rival once and for all. The war with Veii was one of the most challenging conflicts of Tullus's reign. The Veientes employed a combination of conventional and guerrilla tactics, making it difficult for the Romans to achieve a decisive victory. The terrain around Veii, characterized by hills and forests, also posed challenges for the Roman army. Despite these difficulties, Tullus persisted. He launched a series of campaigns against Veii, gradually wearing down the Veientine forces and weakening their resolve. One of the most notable episodes of the war was the capture of the Veientine stronghold. According to Roman tradition, the Romans used a combination of cunning and brute force to breach the city's defenses. The capture of the stronghold was a turning point in the war, signaling the beginning of the end for Veii. Following this victory, the Romans intensified their efforts, ultimately forcing the Veientes to sue for peace. As the Romans pressed on, Veii's leadership found itself fragmented. Internal strife weakened their ability to resist, and a sense of inevitability began to set in among their ranks. Tullus Hostilius, ever the strategist, capitalized on this disarray. He launched a decisive campaign that targeted Veii's economic and agricultural resources, further crippling their ability to sustain prolonged resistance. The Veientes' morale waned as the Romans closed in, their unity dissolving under the weight of constant Roman pressure. The final assault on Veii was a meticulously planned operation. Roman engineers, known for their ingenuity, constructed siege engines and devised methods to breach Veii's formidable walls. Under the cover of darkness, a contingent of Roman soldiers infiltrated the city through a series of underground tunnels, a tactic that showcased Roman ingenuity and determination. When dawn broke, the Veientes were met with a coordinated assault from within and outside their city. The resulting chaos overwhelmed Veii's defenses, leading to the city's capitulation. The conclusion of the war marked a significant milestone in Roman history. The defeat of Fidenae and Veii solidified Rome's dominance in the region and marked the beginning of its rise as a major power in central Italy. The wars demonstrated the effectiveness of Roman military organization and the leadership of Tullus Hostilius. They also underscored the importance of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. The aftermath of the wars had far-reaching consequences for Rome and its neighbors. Fidenae was fully integrated into the Roman state, and its inhabitants were granted Roman citizenship. This move helped to strengthen Rome's influence in the region and fostered loyalty among the former rebels. Veii, while not fully annexed, was significantly weakened and posed no immediate threat to Rome. The peace treaty between Rome and Veii established clear boundaries and ensured a period of stability in the region. In the years that followed, Rome's victories over Fidenae and Veii became a source of inspiration and pride. They were immortalized in stories, monuments, and traditions that celebrated the city's military prowess and its destiny to achieve greatness. The Roman people, emboldened by these successes, looked to the future with confidence and ambition. The wars with the Fidenates and Veientes also had a lasting impact on Roman culture and identity. The victories were celebrated in Roman literature and oral tradition, becoming an integral part of the city's historical narrative. They reinforced the idea of Rome as a city destined for greatness, a theme that would resonate throughout Roman history. In conclusion, the wars with the Fidenates and Veientes were a defining chapter in the early history of Rome. They showcased the city's military prowess, the leadership of Tullus Hostilius, and the resilience of the Roman people. These conflicts laid the groundwork for Rome's future expansion and established its position as a dominant power in central Italy. The story of these wars serves as a testament to the determination and ambition that characterized Rome's rise to greatness, setting the stage for the city's eventual transformation into one of the most powerful empires in history.